Hi everyone, Markk here. Let's talk today about clothing maintenance. It's something that I have taken a little more seriously recently. You know, clothing, these are natural fibers sometimes. You wash them, you use them, it's in the rough and tumble all the time. You gotta take care of them for them to last longer. So I'll give you 5 different items I use just to make things a little better for your clothing that get the rough and tumble. So item number 1, easy one. This is a brush. This is by Kent. It's something you can get on Amazon pretty easily. It looks cool with this wood handle, but it's so simple, right? It's just a brush. And this is actually supposed to be a much better way to take care of your clothing than a lint roller, stickers, various things like that might actually pull fibers and unravel things. I use this pretty much anytime I want to go out and there's a piece of clothing I haven't used in a while, so I'll just dust it off, make sure all the dust from the shoulders and stuff are off, and then I can go out. So I'm not an expert on brushes and the fibers and how strong they are, but this has great reviews on Amazon, Kent. It's used by some of my favorite bloggers and style folks, so definitely recommend one of these. Number 2 is from Markk. Markk is a pretty well-known clothing and shoe cleaning company now. It's kind of hip, has the cool design and so on. And I think I saw this on Mr. Porter or something, but these quick wipes are just, they're super simple. You know, through the pandemic that Clorox wipes have been so helpful in cleaning places. This is basically that for shoes, especially for lighter shoes or white shoes especially. This is great. It has 2 sides. One is kind of like a Clorox cleaning side, which is soft and so on. The other side has these little bumps. So if you want to really get in there, it has a little bit of texture to help get away some of the dirt and grime that's on your shoes. Super simple, probably slightly overpriced. Sometimes you can get this guy on sale, come in a big pack, but I do recommend them because they're better than just your average sort of like getting it with a toothbrush. You can just quickly use it. You can take it with you instead of taking a dirty toothbrush with you. And this is something that just makes things really easy if you have white shoes or other types of like light shoes. Markk quick wipes. Third is also pretty simple, something that everyone probably has at home already, and that is a shoehorn. This is a really nice one, honestly. I kind of did a little splurge. This is from Abbey Horn. It's like 16 inches. It's like way too expensive, but you can get the small shoehorns. They do the job as well. I've just noticed that before shoehorns, all my sneakers, things like that, I like to put my feet just in them, and the back of them will get creased and it just looks, and then like you stretch out different parts because you're really trying to finagle your foot into these shoes. These just, it's very self-explanatory, right? You slip this into the back part of it and then you slip your ankle in, and then all of a sudden you're in your shoes, no problem. Anytime I get into shoes, even like just regular sneakers, I always use shoehorns now. You just make a habit of that. All of a sudden you're being a little bit more careful about the creases in the back of your shoes and so on. Take care of your shoes, guys, especially as you start to get more expensive shoes. Shoe trees, shoehorns, these sort of things become kind of musts. So definitely get yourself one of those. Next, we're talking about sweaters. Sweaters pill. They start to look fuzzy. This guy right here, this is from the laundress. It's just a sweater comb. What it does is it takes away those little fuzz balls, the lint, and the pilling that's in your clothes from sweaters. If we're talking cashmere, some of these finer wools, this works wonders. Now, you gotta be careful with this. This is basically kind of a steel edge. It's kind of like a knife, essentially. A knife that's kind of taking away those pilling. What you're also doing then, though, is you're taking away more and more fabric. So I don't use this that often, but it does wonders. It doesn't really wreck your clothing unless you do it too much, and you gotta be fairly gentle and even with it. I would look at a website to see how to use this thing properly because, again, it's kind of like a knife. And lastly, also a very basic item, but a pair of scissors. Okay, there are always, with clothing, there's always like a little bit of some thread coming loose here, or even the nicest clothing, even the highest designer stuff, this is just gonna be a reality of clothing. These are threads that are moving around, tied in places and so on. And this, I know it's just a scissor, and you can get scissors anywhere, but this is from Kai, Kai, and it's made in Japan, and these are different scissors because they're so rock solid. Everything about it is so much more thoughtful. It might be a little more expensive, honestly, too, but you take a look, it's super sharp, super razor precise at the end. It's very durable. You can tell it just cuts through everything a lot easier. It lasts longer, stays sharper longer. So with clothing, yeah, you can use your school scissors too, sure, they do the job, but these guys get you right into the place very precisely. And sometimes with clothing, you need that. I would just recommend getting a nice pair of scissors like this. This is one I actually found out via the Gentleman's Gazette, which is a YouTube channel that does a lot of style stuff. And they swear by this. I've been using it ever since, and I now swear by this as well. All right, there are more devices and things than this to take care of your clothes. I just mentioned like shoe trees previously, like that's also a must as well. But just quickly, just because in case people don't have these things around, one last thing is when it comes to clothing, shoes, these sort of things, people think you can just buy it, use it, throw it away. Sustainability matters, longevity matters, I mean quality, these things, you pay the extra money sometimes for nicer quality things. You shouldn't expect it to just last on its own. A lot of it is requiring you to do some of the work. These are kind of just the process of owning nicer clothes, and I recommend taking the care, the time, doing it. I think it's all around good. Take care of your stuff, guys. Okay, thank you so much for watching. My name is Markk. I'll see you guys on the next one.